Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Berkeley Alumni's Pass the Mic, where we pass the mic to you. My name is Jaquel Idley.
Do you notice I don't have any issues with saying my name anymore? It's been like a whole season.
I love that.
I'm Patrick Pharma.
We are moving up. One thing about us, we're going to keep getting better.
Yeah.
Hey, boss, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I threw my back out, I'm going to be honest with you.
Tell us about it. Why did you throw your back out?
I was at the New Edition concert on Sunday.
Nice.
Which was a Valentine's Day gift to my wife and my daughter. And it was New Edition, Boys to Men, and Tony Braxton.
Nice. How did it go?
It went well. I got really good seats.
Props to you.
Very good seats. We got the whole show right in front of us. We got Ricky, Ronnie, Bobby,
wow,
and Mike, and
do you have
Ralph,
a favorite song?
And Johnny Gill. I do. If It Isn't Love is a very.
That is a good song.
That's a bop. And then
a bop.
I did a cover of "Can You Stand the Rain?" Actually, yeah, I did all the recordings. I didn't mix it yet.
Okay,
but it's somewhere. It's somewhere there.
Find it, please, so we can play it at the end.
Yeah, we'll see. On my very last day at Berkeley, we'll put that out so no one can say anything to me ever again.
Well, don't hold your breath, guys.
No, but it was awesome. It was a great time. It was really cool to see New Edition, a local Boston band, sell out the Garden.
Yes.
And for them to bring, there's such a big history with New Edition and Boys to Men, to see them all on the stage together. It was really cool. For the first half of the show, I have to say, though, there was a guy in front of us who was about 6'7", and his wife was about 6'2".
Jesus.
And so
it's tough.
My daughter was really mad. And
Yeah.
then she said when Bobby Brown was singing "Don't Be Cruel," she just was screaming it at the backs of the people in front of us. But they must have been family members of someone, because they left at about halfway through, and we had perfect seats. So
No.
I'm paying for it with my back. My middle-aged back, but
It's okay.
it was great.
Worth it, right?
Yeah,
it was worth
absolutely.
it. And I'm sure the girls enjoy themselves. So shout out to you for pulling through for Valentine's Day. Big ups to you. Okay. So we have a great show, as always, but
Also, too, we're in person.
yes,
This whole show has been in person today.
absolutely. We just threw our computers to the side and was like, you know what? We're doing something different for the second month. But nah, just kidding. We are in person, and it's good to be back and seeing each other. But who do we have today, boss? Who are we interviewing?
We have Alex Collier,
Yes.
class of 2006,
Yes.
who he originally studied film scoring, but then he decided that he wanted to learn more about the business. And so he went to the business side, and then he'll tell you the rest of his story from there.
Yeah. We really enjoy this, and we are excited for you to hear it. Here is the episode. And welcome back to Boston. How's it feel to be back here?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's been years since I've been able to walk around and check it out. I mean, there's a lot that has changed, obviously, but there's so much still that's like here and historic, and which
Yes.
feels really cool.
Right.
Yeah, I was walking around smiling on the way here.
Yes, this the throwbacks and nostalgia, looking at different places it used to be, and it's freezing.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you don't miss the cold.
Whenever alumni come back, especially around this time of year, I'm like, that's the happiest person to be in Boston right now.
I understand. Yeah,
Yes.
and the cold it's a different cold. It's not like, I mean, it's a thin and it hits your face, and you have the permanent smile and you can't stop.
Barely. I'm over
Yeah.
there like, "Ooh." Yes. Well, okay. So we wanted to get started by kind of you just talking about how you realized you was ready to change your course, after school. Being here, I was like, you know what? I need to take one more class so that I can be profound in this area. Can you just talk a little bit about that to start us off?
Yeah, so I came here for film scoring, had no desire to do anything in the business world, and I met a buddy at a music store, Daddy's Junk Music, right down the street. And I ended up doing string arrangements for him, and he was wanting me to book his band during the summer, so then I really got into the business world, and that was during the summer. So then the fall I came back, and I was like, I want to explore this business thing. So I did like an intro class, and then I went to Don Gorder at the chair, and I was like, hey, I'm actually starting my own business. I'm leaving. Can you please get me a business class that's not intro to the music business? Like, even taxation in the music business, or something that's a little more elevated than sort of, reading a book. But a lot of it is just like the experiences from those professors that have managed these bands or, worked as an agent or a business manager. So he was like, okay, that sounds good. Here's a class. Here are a couple classes. And and then I moved back to Charleston and started my production company, writing for film and TV commercials, documentaries, and film trailers.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Don Gorder, he's a Berkeley legacy there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Professor Tony Butler took over for Don.
Nice.
So you got a good string going there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So when you were doing and starting your company for the production of the library music, right? How did you like that experience in that realm?
It was sort of weird because they found me on MySpace, which I was putting up cinematic music on a MySpace, right?
Okay.
And it was weird only in the sense that they reached out and just literally handed me a contract. So I'm like, oh, now this is the part where you get an attorney to look this over and do this. And
It's getting real.
yeah, it's getting real. And it was, it was just sort of a fast track into the real world. And I did one album for them, and like maybe 4 months later, I started getting these checks because they started, putting that music out there with production houses. And I looked at those checks and I was like, ooh, I think I've got something here. So I just created, probably all in all, like 14 or 15 albums for them over a span of 3-4 years, and realized that, okay, well, now I've got sort of a reel because I've got music that's out there, and I wasn't really pushing it myself. So then I was like, I got to figure out how to do that on my own, which, is then developing a business, having a little more of a structure, having a website, and being the person making the calls and the emails and, interfacing with producers and editors directly.
So you were one of those alumni that had early success that made all the rest of us feel bad.
I caught it and I was like, I'm running with it. Like,
Right.
this is it. I guess this is how it looks. This is how it feels. And
Right.
Sometimes you get that moment right up front. Sometimes you have to wait 10 years, but it's just
Totally.
sticking around till you get it.
Well, it's a battle of attrition, right? It's like eventually, if you're doing something great and you believe in it, eventually somebody's going to pay attention to it.
Absolutely.
So kind of like just keep going. Like it's going to be your breakthroughs on the way.
Totally. And you don't have to do that full time if you're feeling like you're not getting there. Like there's a healthy balance there. Like we all have to make money. We all have to live, right? So like, don't don't torture yourself getting to that point. But, sometimes it does take some time,
For sure. Absolutely. So can you talk to us about like your involvement with the band, the runarounds, and like your work with developing the brand, or how about even just get into this opportunity to even be able to develop the band?
Yeah. A friend of mine, they're twin brothers, Jonas and Josh Pate. I met Josh Pate, who is the co-creator and writer of the show Outer Banks, and we were up in Sun Valley, Idaho, which is where he lives.
Idaho.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Beautiful place.
Really?
And the first time there, and I was there with a band, and we just started talking in like this little like dad band sort of environment in like someone's basement, and I mentioned Charleston, which is where I'm from. And he's like, hey, I'm moving there, starting the show. We should hang out and talk music. So we did, and at that time, it was like, they were in their script mode for Outer Banks, and they were coming to Charleston to shoot it. And his brother, Jonas, is the director. So we became friends and just started talking about music. And, they later hired me for the position of, crafting the soundtrack for that show. And, it just cemented our relationship and built a lot of trust there. So then did that role with Outer Banks, and maybe a year or two later, Jonas calls and he's like, I have this idea, like, you're the perfect person for it, like, do you have the bandwidth to help me with it? And I was like, sure. Like, when you hear bandwidth, you're like, all right, what's happening here? And later, with multiple conversations, he's like, look, I want to start a band, and I want to break a band in a completely different way. And I want to do it with a series, a fictional, series. But I want to find these guys, and, how we go about it is going to be really interesting. But I want you to be involved from the early days, and that's what happened. he had a casting, or he took the cast from Outer Banks and had like a call on their socials. It was like, hey, do you want to be in a band? Later, 5,000 submissions come in with all of these bands that are like, I want to be on Outer Banks. And he, essentially plugged out 5 individuals out of 5,000 band submissions and brought them together in Charleston, got them to play. And it was like instant. It was like, that's the band.
Wow.
And then just kind of started developing the script and the team, and met the guys in Chapel Hill, and just everyone was getting along, and it just sort of worked. I mean, it's unorthodox for sure. I mean, if on paper it looks like, wow, this will never work,
impossible.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's 5 individuals that come from 5 different backgrounds and different, levels of musicianship and different influences.
Right. When you spoke about Outer Banks, you were saying how you crafted the soundtrack. Can you just explain, like, how do you go about crafting soundtracks to TV shows and, like, movie pieces? And
I was finding out, like, every day. I mean, it was literally, the music supervisor, Liza Richardson, who's an incredible music soup. She worked at KCRW. She's, like, top notch. And she would go out and find publishers and get music sent. So she would, essentially dump, like, 15, 16 songs for each scene, and then I would go in and edit my top 3 and then send that to the writers and to the producers, and then they would pick. I'm like, all right, that's cool, that's really cool. And then I would throw some bands in the hat too, like, and say, hey, check out this band, I think this works really well. So it was just an open dialogue with a lot of the team members and the editors, the producers, and just trying to get something that really fit the show. Because you're really trying to figure out the identity of each character and the mood of the show itself all together. So that's where the craft comes in,
Right, so like trial and error.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some things didn't work. I mean, the world of music supervision is like you're sort of a private detective in a way. If like you can't find the one writer that you need to get clearance for, it's like you got to go find him. We want this song. As a matter of fact, the song is in here. Like, it's got to happen. No, there was that moment. We had to. Liza had to find somebody down in like Barbados or something. Like,
Oh, okay.
Oh, we could have got Elon Trotman to do something.
Elon Trotman, yes.
Yeah.
He's an alumnus, though.
As a filmmaker who has worked with like film composers and things like that, I'm selfishly interested. Do you have to compete against the temp tracks? Like,
always.
Yeah.
Always.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that's an interesting little thing that you have to deal with there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the temp love that happens because, once you see it and it feels good, and then you ask a composer to recreate that, the composer already has that cemented, in the back of their brain. So it gets tricky, and you can't copy it for sure, but I found myself in a position on a commercial project where a musicologist had to come in and say, hey, this is too close.
Oh, wow.
It got to that point. Like they hired somebody on the external to come in and say, hey, that reference is awesome, but your original composition is too close to it. Like, I was like, oh my gosh.
That's
but,
serious.
I was sort of put in that position by the agency because they were like, the client really loves this.
Right.
We can't afford it. Can you please get close? And it's like, okay. And then at that point, it's blurred lines. You don't really know if like you're really taking from that or like you've actually created something. Like you're trying to get close with that palette. That sound. But yeah, I mean, it's a battle for sure.
I feel bad for musicians in the sense that in the film world with art and references, you're encouraged, like, I'm going to recreate that Stanley Kubrick shot, and that's an homage and it's respect. But if you do that in music, then you're winding up in a courtroom.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the Vanilla Ice thing all over again,
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
Courtroom's definitely not where,
That's terrifying.
where you want to be. That's exactly. That's not like a good place to be.
Yeah.
But can you explain your role as the Runarounds are on tour? What do you do as you're touring with them? Like, what is that role, and what does it look like being on tour with them?
Well, in the manager role, generally you're not on tour, but I've known these guys from the very beginning, so like 5 years, and a lot of this stuff is new to them. So even the team that we have, our production stage manager Brandon, he was on the TV show. Chandaman, who's doing front of house, was also on the TV show. So they knew these guys coming into it. And our tour manager, Sarah, she's great. She met them while they were filming, but she's the newest, like one of the newest folks on the road. But like the whole idea was to surround them with folks that they already knew in this new environment and be out there and support. But it's also really great because I could interface with some of the fans and understand how to cater to them and how to help navigate the band in this new scenario. So a lot of it for me is just supporting, the staff that's on the road and then the band.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really busy in a general sense. You have to I'm not doing any of the advancing. I'm not dealing with the venues because that's the tour manager's job. And we had a conversation ahead of time, and I just said, I'm not going to get in the way of what you do. I'm just there to support you. So let me know how I can help. Even if it's like, hey, the band is hungry, go get food. I'm like, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
it's like family style. Yeah,
yeah, it is.
When you're working in a situation like that where you're building the brand and then you're also building it around a storyline and characters, at what point does the messaging and the music line up with the character development within the show?
Well, I kind of from day one, really. Only because Jonas knew that all of the guys except for one, had no acting experience. So their characters mimic their actual lives, right? So in the show, the drummer's dad is also a drummer, and in real life that is the case, and his grandparents are in a band, so it just made them comfortable, right? So then when folks meet them as themselves, they're like, oh my God, this is actually really real, this is really close. So it's really interesting, the fans don't call them their character names at all.
Okay, I've never asked
I've never heard any of their character names on the road, which is really cool. That means that they identify with these guys and have done their research that that's really close to who they are on the show and in real life.
Okay.
I mean it's like a little nuanced thing, but I'm glad it was done that way because it does create this hey, yes, you guys are a band, and that was the thing that that was probably our biggest hurdle. It's like, how do we take something that's on the behemoth of Amazon and convince folks that this is a real band, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And on the show itself, part of my role was to build a team so that the band could play live. So there was no playback at all. Mm-hmm. And that's incredibly challenging to get a band on the same page with an entire crew that's filming and nothing could go wrong.
Yeah. So talk to us, how did you even get to that point? It's challenging, but what is your secret sauce? How were you able to be successful in that?
Well, number one is having a great band. A drummer and the rest of the band needs to be on the same page. So our drummer is like a human metronome. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
The challenge was that, they're playing, high school versions of themselves, which isn't far off. They were just in college or leaving college. But, in the show, we couldn't have in-ear monitors. That's a really expensive to have and carry, and no high school band really has that, right? So we had to hide that. Thank God everyone had long hair, so you can hide that and give the drummer headphones throughout the series because he is that serious person in the show. So it made sense for him to always carry headphones or be with headphones, and that was our way to kind of mask that. But then on the backside of that, on the production end of it, we needed to have a lot of redundancy. We needed to have the ability to record even if our main computer went down. But we're also we're doing SMPTE time code. We're doing click track with the lead in, and oftentimes when you're shooting, you're not going through the entire song. You're stopping and there's dialogue, so then we're feeding dialogue into their ears. It was a lot. And so kind of built it as a touring production where you have a production stage manager who's solely responsible for the setup of the stage and the engineering of that, and then we had another music producer who's recording everything, dropping in tracks, and dealing with Pro Tools in real time and the entire system, the wireless systems. And then we had support. Chandaman was our PA for season 1, and he was just there kind of helping with everything. And also he's a drummer too, so he was the drum tech. So we had to set everything up before the band got there because they were coming from scenes that they were filming, and they're in costume and hair and makeup, and they can't touch their instruments, you know? So we had to be super knowledgeable on all fronts. And, you know, there were challenging days, but I think we got through it, you know, in a great way. And, you know, I think the rest of the crew thought that they were going to get a concert every time there was a band scene, but it was literally just drums and maybe you heard vocals because everything was isolated. We had this company, Mojo Tone, down in North Carolina, create these ISO boxes. So like we would have like a 250-foot cable with these ISO boxes in a completely different room, so you couldn't hear anything, but we were recording that and you know, having that into the Pro Tools box, and then that would then at the end of the day go to the editors, and editors had to go and cut that up and figure out which take is what. Which that world I didn't touch.
That's not your part. Yeah, that's more Pat's drum.
Well, I'm thinking about like everything that you're saying, and it's just a miracle that gets off. But then also it's beautifully shot. It looks it's gorgeous. Yeah,
totally. And there are little things that just happen. It's like, you know, there was you have to bring in a separate generator because there's not enough power in the room for the lights of the show. There's neon lights, and that's causing guitar amps to buzz. And we're like, all right, we got to cut that off. Can you digitally replace it? Like those things just come up, you know.
Yeah, that's the fun of production.
Yeah, and then try to take a full band setup with all of that gear and put it on a rooftop.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that was wild. And then it started raining.
Some long nights, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah. I mean, full 12-hour days, but it's like you're working every single hour of that.
And it's paying off. You guys are on a sold out tour.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
No, it feels good. I mean, it's the power of, you know, sort of this like, you know, how do you, going back to Jonas's idea, it's like, how do you break a band today without having like an MTV or a music? Like, this is sort of a big music video for the band at some degree.
And ongoing,
Yeah.
Well, and you beat the trend too, which is kind of like these AI bands that are starting to come out too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I've actually been super interested in people kind of just rejecting all those things. Yeah. You know, so like when you're able to authentically put people together that mix really well, you know, you get that soul, you get that spirit.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like good food, right? Like just the blend of the flavors and all that stuff that equals, you know, something that's delicious.
I'm gonna steal that one.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
So Alex, what would you say is like your favorite part of your role?
I don't know, every day is so different, you know, interacting with the team that's, you know, the band's attorneys, the agents, publicists, like that's awesome. Seeing the reactions, talking to the fans, like that's amazing. Like, you know, there are two fans that have met last year on tour. They did know each other. They were in line, and they became best friends. And we saw them at the start of this tour, where they literally traveled, 12 hours together. And you know, that's a friendship that was cemented at the beginning of, at the end of last year. And now they've carried that on to see their favorite band, which is awesome. And they'll stop us, like we get off the bus, and they're like, "Hey, what's up? Like we're here for the next 3 days." We're like, "Awesome, love it." So, seeing that, it's really cool. It's this organic way of bringing people together with music, which is, as basic as that sounds, that's like how we all started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So when you're going through all of these and you have your days that are just so long, but also so fast that it feels like it's, been like a half a day, do you have visions in your head of like what you want to do next, or are you getting inspired by the things around you that you see, that the possibilities for what you could do after?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because I think about it all the time. Like just the scenario that I'm in, it's like a perfect blend of the music business and the film and TV world, right? So like, what do I like? The job that I had on Outer Banks, there was not a technical term for that. I'm not quite a music supervisor. I'm not quite a music editor. So like I don't know what that looks like. I found myself in a perfect sort of role where it's this nebulous thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, what can I do after this? I guess I can go manage other bands. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Can I work on another film set? Sure. I mean, but what role is that? You know, without having to like trample on someone who's been doing that for a career. It's like this thing is lined up so well. So
Right.
all that said, it's like season 2. Oh my God, let's go. Like I'm waiting for that. Or,
Yeah.
this idea of like maybe we create a movie, but right now it's just like, all right, day by day, like how do we take this and continue to develop this in the markets that feel, like it needs some love, or, our number one market right now is the UK, like in London. So it's like, all right, how do we get over there? But we also have to record a record. We also have to wait for this answer for season 2. Like, so you're just like, every day you're like, all right, we need this answer to kind of figure this out. And then separately, one of the challenges with the project is that, 3 of these guys have their own separate projects, and they also now have acting managers and agents. So it's like
now they have like their own fans as well.
Totally, yeah. So it's finding the time to, number one, bring these opportunities up and not make them feel like the walls are closing in and they have space to breathe. But also, they're also thinking about what's next and how to develop that, and it's multiple conversations. Well, kind of the same conversation, but like every other hour is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How long has the band been together?
5 years.
Oh, for 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once we got them together, the writers started to write the scripts, and they got in with an acting coach, and just sort of during that time we started to develop them on the road, so that we still had like history there, like hey, this band is real, like it's not just a TV band. Like we started doing recordings, we did live recordings, we did some small tours, and went out with one of our band members, Axel. He's got his own band, Axe and Hatchman. So he brought us out to support his band, and we hit some markets and just kind of did it the normal way of a band would do, which is like spend time in the Southeast versus like going everywhere. It's like develop something somewhere, build on that, and then slowly start to branch out.
No, that makes sense. Like trying to build that like friendship and camaraderie amongst them to be able to get to where they are today.
Totally. But you get a band in a van for 2 weeks and there's some chemistry there.
Yeah, you gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
It goes one way or the other.
Exactly. You'll know really soon.
My way or the highway. What are we doing here?
Yeah. And it's great. Like you see them, working things out in real time, and it's awesome, and they respect each other. And, not to say that there's, not conflict. I mean, there's always going to be conflict in whatever you do. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But they're really great, and they appreciate each other, and it's really good to see that work itself out. And, there's no, like, the grudge doesn't go past the day. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, all right, we're going to nip this in the bud.
Right.
Like, we got to move on. Like, how do we do it?
Well, the Southeast too is also like a really interesting kind of market. And having watched some other alumni, attack that area, it definitely has those rural moments, and then it has like these areas where music is really cherished.
Yeah,
and so I can see how that can be really helping to get people to bond and and really connect together. Because when you're out in the middle of nowhere and all of a sudden you see stars, it's like, oh wow, we're not.
Well, some of those markets, they're starving for it. Like they don't have a 2,500 cap room where their favorite artist is coming to every other weekend. So there is that moment of like, all right, we're supporting this market and bringing something that otherwise didn't have the opportunity to come to, or they then have to travel. You know what I mean? Early on, we established that we wanted to keep the ticket prices affordable. Like the $20-$25 ticket prices. Last year, we did. Once you got a ticket, you came in the venue. We did like a printed up like commemorative ticket, which is cool. So it's one of those things like you don't have that anymore. Now it's all digital, and you get a QR code, and so you don't have this memento of like, hey, we did this, and like we went to see this show. So we did that, and now that we're playing these bigger rooms, we added an experience component, which typically is called a VIP. We're staying away from the term VIP because I just don't want it to be limiting, especially for a younger audience. But this component, it's like 75 folks get to come in early, see the band sound check. Sometimes some of those members or some of those folks that are coming in early play music, so they get to go up and play with the band.
Nice.
So the band will do their check. They'll come on the floor and meet those folks for 30, 40 minutes, and then they get a photo with the band members, which is
Okay.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is nice.
And we also working with our buddy Billy Fender. Fender gave us acoustic guitars, so when we show up at these venues and there's already a line out there, we'll go and the band members will go out and say, does anybody know how to play, and does anybody want to play, and then turn that around and be like, hey, now this is your guitar. And so then they're out there for another 2-3 hours and they get to play for their their new friends out there, solidify that community.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
As we should steal that for social as well.
Yeah, I mean,
You're giving us great ideas.
Totally.
Yeah, let's give
Totally.
people guitars. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
It's awesome. I mean, it's a cool way to allow that organic sort of feedback loop to come back into the band, and also just kids are going to remember that for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. And I imagine that will inform the storyline too, when you're getting that direct feedback.
Yeah.
You don't get that often.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be cool. Maybe one time you guys can have like input from the audience and then figure out what the next storyline's going to be.
Totally.
That could be cool, like an interactive piece. They
I
probably
love
would love that.
Oh, I know. They got some ideas. There's like hundreds of emails, like, and it's like these ideas, like from the day one. I was like, oh my god! And I read through all of it. I may not respond to all of them because it's like it's wild, but I'm like, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. And at least you know that people are out there and they want to see this.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like that's
totally.
something that also like sell out. Like, hey, we got people. Yeah.
And that the guys get like trinkets, and like we got a cake. Like there's a minivan in the show. Somebody made that into a cake. It was so delicious.
That's good.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So Alex, as we wrap up, it just seems like your life's journey so far has been about you creating your own path, right? Like not following the traditional routes, and like you were just saying, like you're not necessarily like a music supervisor here, but then you're doing this here. What's next? What's next there? So like, what is some advice you can give to students, other alums out there who are like, trying to find their own lane, or like finding a lane that works for them, or just creating something out of nothing and making it their own?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, and I did this early on, was just finding like a counterpart, somebody that you could bounce ideas off of, you can trust, or you could emulate some of their works, whatever. That's always great. Finding a great mentor, and a mentor doesn't have to be like, there doesn't have to be a massive age gap there. It could be somebody that's younger that is doing something that's really cool, and you could figure out a way to support each other. So I think that's the biggest thing. It's like figuring out a way to support another person that also supports you. It's just really healthy. Also, just like, I don't know, like spend time asking folks about things, and not just in life, you know what I mean? Like,
Learning.
Learning. Everyone's got an experience, and I think if you figure that out early on, and you can apply that to whatever it is you're doing, and folks are asking like, how do I manage a band? I'm like, go find a friend that's in a band that wants to further just getting out of their hometown, because then you're going to learn a lot. You're going to understand the basics of communication, right? It's like there's nothing worse than realizing that you didn't communicate with the venue. You're supposed to be here at this time or whatever. And it's like it's basic stuff, but it's like communication is number one. But just go find somebody that's doing something really cool and figure out how to support it, even if it's like getting 2 other people to go to the show.
Yeah, that's cool.
What's that thing too? When you were saying earlier, it's like you're not going to get an attorney until you have a reason to get one. And then all of a sudden you have to find one. You have to find one now.
Exactly.
So if you put yourself in that position, then those doors open up
Totally.
to experience.
Yeah. I don't know. Berkeley was so great in that sense of like just meeting folks and keeping in touch with them. Like, there's a handful of folks that I still keep in touch with, one of which is running Live Nation out on the West Coast, and he's doing some incredible tours and stuff. And it's like, in the back of my head, I'm like, one day we're going to work together. I don't know when that's going to be. I mean, he's doing like arena-sized, shows, and I'm like, hey, one day we will work together. And it's just really cool to see that and support what he's done over the years.
Awesome.
One of the things that we talk about a lot with alums is just like the importance of collaboration and the networking. So it's definitely really cool to hear you like kind of like re-emphasize that
Totally.
importance. Yeah.
I mean, we're in a digital age. It's like if you could like send a stem of a piano track to somebody who's, you know, a violinist. Just do that.
Yeah,
you know, see what happens.
Right.
You don't have to put it out, but you could at least learn from that experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Try.
Yeah.
Just gotta
try. Just try.
Closed mouths don't get fed. That's what I tell my boss.
I
all
love
the time.
that. Yeah, totally.
Closed mouths don't get fed. All right. Yeah. Do you have
Awesome.
anything else you want to say?
I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming, taking a
course.
stop on your busy schedule. So, all right, we are back, and that was our episode with Alex Collier. What were your thoughts, boss?
I always love to talk shop with folks about production and filmmaking, and I think for anybody out there who is in those worlds, this was a really great marriage of talking about the insides of how you have to do the sound and music part of a show, but then also there's this whole other end to make it a really, you know, top quality visual. So there was a lot of artistry in this, and you can see from, if you watch the runarounds, you can really see how what Alex is talking about come together.
Yes, and I really enjoyed hearing how throughout his career he was just paving pathways for himself and like kind of just making unordinary like positions his and just doing a great job at that. I think that a lot of people can relate to that, and it also just encourages others to just go for it, try, and you never know where you may end up. So like just keep making those connections, keep networking with other people, and you could really just create your own position. So
right, when you
that's
have
amazing.
a specific set of skills, you know he's the production Collier. You know, it's just that what he does is I don't want to say intangible in a negative way, but it's just something that you, once you see it, you know you need it.
Right.
And it was great. I also was thinking about like, what are some other bands that were created for television? And it's difficult. I would actually challenge any alumni to hit us up on Instagram at Berkeley Alumni, tell us their favorite TV band.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot. My daughter is in the 5th grade, so I'm making her watch Degrassi. And so there's some music in there. It's quite interesting. Saved by the Bell had Friends Forever, which actually they did not use their voice. And it was very much like Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Like, it was like these voices coming out of them that was just like not even true. But then there's also, I don't expect you to know this one, again, telling my age, California Dreams.
Really?
Yes, California Dreams was my TV show after school, in like late middle school, early high school, and it was about a band, and they actually sang and did all of that. So go check that out. Go on YouTube, check that out.
Did the bands do well?
No.
Okay. The only thing I could think about for me was just like the show Empire.
Yes.
You know, like they didn't you know, like expand after that, but like it was based off of music and they had good music on the show, but you know,
Empire came on so strong and then it just fizzled. Oh, it was so bad. Yeah,
dang it.
I wanted it to be. I did this. The same thing happened with the OC. Yes, when I was in college, I would watch the OC. My wife still makes fun of me for it, but that and Empire started off real strong on Fox, and then it just fizzled out.
Come on, Fox, get it together. Yes, but okay, so playing us out is a song called UFO from alum Daniel Prophet, class of 2020. Enjoy.
With destination,
coming in hot, I'm in the zone. I fly like a UFO. So pull up, cause I got that flow. Pull up, I'm a UFO. Coming in hot, I'm in the zone. I fly like a UFO. So pull up, cause I got that flow. Pull up, I'm a UFO. If you see me vibe, please do not waste my time. You messing with my vibe. My energy's sublime. I got cosmic energy. Can't let nothing bother me. See you while out in my tree. I fly to infinity. Coming in hot, I'm in the zone. I fly like a UFO. So pull up, cause I got that flow. Pull up, I'm a UFO. Coming in hot, I'm in the zone. I fly like a UFO. So pull up, cause I got that flow. Pull up, I'm a UFO. So in my country
usually there's this thing called quitter compas marcher, which means let the compas walk. So in my case, I guess I'ma let my beat ride.
Coming in hot, I'm in the zone. I'm flying high, like a UFO. So pull up, cause I got that flow. Yeah, pull up, I'm a UFO. Coming in hot, I'm in the zone. I fly like a UFO. So pull up, cause I got that flow. Pull up, I'm a UFO. Coming in hot, I'm in the zone. I fly like a UFO. So pull up, cause I got that flow. Pull up, I'm a UFO. Coming in hot, I'm in the zone. I fly like a UFO. So pull up, cause I got that flow. Pull up, I'm a UFO.